this on? Good afternoon. This is the regularly scheduled meeting for the Caldwell Hearing Examiner for Wednesday, September 23rd, 2025, and it is 1:30. This is a public hearing, and my name is Sabrina Durchi, and I'll be serving as your hearing examiner for today. My role is to hear quasi-judicial matters concerning specific land use applications within the city of Caldwell. During this process, we'll accept oral public testimony from those who are present and have signed the sign-up sheet, which is located at the front of the room. When you are called to testify, please approach the podium, speak clearly into the microphone, and state your full name and address for the record. All comments should be directed to myself, the hearing examiner, and should remain relevant to the application. The hearing process will proceed as follows. First, city staff will present their report. The applicant or applicant's representative will next be given 10 minutes to speak. We will then open the floor to public testimony, and then finally, after public testimony, the applicant or their representative will have a 5-minute rebuttal. Once rebuttal is concluded, I will close the public hearing. At that point, no further oral or written testimony will be accepted unless the hearing is formally reopened. I ask that all participants treat each one fair. It looks like we probably won't have a problem this afternoon. And as required by Idaho State Code, written minutes of this hearing will be recorded. Therefore, please silence your cell phones. So let's get started for today. For our agenda, we have the consent calendar, which we already took care of. Everything's signed. And we have no old business, so we're on to new business. And this is a public hearing, case number SUP 25-015. Applicant Maverick Inc. is requesting approval of a special use permit for construction of 2 pole signs, each with a reader board in excess of 48 square feet. One of the poles is proposed to be 90 feet in height and exceeds the allowable square footage of the signage for the entire site. So, the site is approximately 4 acres and is Zone C3 and is located at 15280 Green Road. April, are you ready for your staff report, please?
Good afternoon, Madam Hearing Examiner. This is April Cabello, Planner 1, 205 South 6th Avenue. As you stated before you is the Maverick signage special use permit application. The subject site location, the subject site consists of 4-acre parcel located on the northeast side of Highway 2026, approximately 1,000 feet west of the intersection with Interstate I-84. Conditions surrounding the subject site. This subject site is surrounded by vacant land, ranches, industrial use, and RV park. Background on the history of the site. The subject area was annexed into the city in 2023 and 2024. The applicant property owner is in the process of a lot line adjustment of 4 parcels that makes up the current subject site of 4.20 acres. The historical use of the site and surrounding parcels up to recently was a trailer repair shop and vacant land. The applicant or the property owner has pulled a demo permit to remove any existing structures to allow for the new construction of the Maverick gas station and convenience store, and is a permitted use in the existing C3 zoning district. The sign permits and building permits were submitted prior to the recent zone code change and the adoption, and therefore the old signage code is subject to the old signage code. The applicant requests, the applicant proposes to install 2 pole signs, sign 1 being a 90-foot tall pole sign with a 231 square foot reader board and a 234 square foot logo. logo. Sign 2 being a 30-foot tall pole sign with an 88 square foot rear reader board and 107 square foot logo with tenant cabinet. The zoning and land use analysis, according to the city sign code prior to April 2025, the proposed signage is considered a large deviation and significant increase. Pole sign 1 is proposed to be 40 feet taller than the allowed height, and the reader board is 183 square feet over the allowed 48 square feet. Pole sign 2, the height is okay, but the reader board is 40 square feet over the allowed 48 square feet. The site already has approved sign permits for several 6-foot directional signs, wall signs, a gas canopy signage, but these types of signs do not count toward these signs per the code. The other post-pole the cat scale sign was approved because it met the sign code prior to April 2025, which did not end up putting the total amount of the signage over the allowed square feet, which is based on the street frontage. The overall square footage of the signage is determined by the length of the street frontage. The gross surface area of the signs on the lot, excluding the wall signs, the window signs, the awning signs, the animated reader board, and the changeable copy signs, shall not exceed 1 time the linear feet of the street frontage on such lot. 1 sign is permitted on a site for every 80 feet of street frontage. Such signage may be externally or internally illuminated, and the sign permits are required before installation. And again, this is the sign code prior to the code change. Sign 1, evaluation. For both signs 1 and 2, future development of the signs shall be in substantial compliance with the approved site plan, and I'll go between both 1 and 2 so you can see them. Comply with the approved site plan, landscape plan, and elevations of this application, SUP 25000015. Pole signs require pole coverings and shall be required on the new pole signs. They shall meet the required 3-foot setback, which includes the footings, the base, and all parts of the signs. Landscaping shall be installed around the pole signs prior to final sign inspection. No sign shall exceed 80 feet in height, and/or we will defer the height to the hearing examiner to make the decision. The electronic reader board and animated reader board shall meet the sign code requirements for brightness control and minimum hold time for each individual frame. Prior to receiving certificate of occupancy, the Maverick gas station and convenience store, the required lot line adjustment shall be completed. Business license process shall be completed and issued by the time the certificate of occupancy for the proposed gas station and convenience store are issued. The landscaping analysis, the landscaping just shall be installed around the signs as per the site plan prior to the final inspections and for the certificate of occupancy for the gas station convenience store and the sign permits. Public hearing notification, agency notifications were sent to the appropriate agencies, and engineering department, the mapping department, and fire department have no issues with the proposal. No outside agencies responded, and there was no public contact or public comments received. Staff recommends that the hearing examiner, should the hearing examiner approve the special use permit, such approval will be subject to the conditions as specified in the findings of facts, conclusions of law, and order decision. And with that, I stand for any
Great,
questions.
thank you. I do have a few questions. So they've submitted under the old code.
Correct.
And the height limitation, and remind me again, what's the height limitation? Under the
The
old
height
code?
limitation in the old code, I believe, was 50 feet.
50 feet, okay. And what is the new code now?
The new code, sorry, let me find that. I want to say 60. It was
Okay,
increased to 60.
That sounds right, so I think
Yeah,
when you reference,
I bel-
okay.
if I
So it's
believe
50
correct,
under the
60.
old code, it's
Yes.
60 under the new code, okay.
Correct.
One of the things that you expressed concern was for residential buildings, you noted in the staff report. When I looked at the site plan, I didn't see any immediate adjacent, I guess what's the closest residential unit to the site?
And I do apologize. So the closest of residential would be up to the north.
Okay,
Is there a pointer on here?
across the street, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it's across Green Road, and I think you can see the red, like roof.
Oh,
Do you
oh,
see-
yes, okay, so there is one directly across the street.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's quite a ways from there, but yeah, there's still the concern, so we just request that all lights, and everything is taken in consideration for the neighboring
Sure.
properties.
And then where are those two signs located? Because I know they have their map, but they have a ton of signs.
Yes, they do.
There's gonna be a lot of signs on
So,
this. So
go-
where are the
oops.
two signs that were taken into consider? Where are those
So
located?
if you look on the northwest corner,
Okay,
on the upper,
Uh-huh,
upper corner,
yep,
you will see that is going to be the 90, what they're requesting for the 90-foot.
okay.
And
So to the
then-
east of the site?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
okay.
then down here on the other corner, sign 2, is down where the other
And
pole
that's the
sign.
smaller one?
Yes.
At sign 2? Okay,
Correct. Mm-hmm.
thank you. And then, so I was looking at the conditions, and you, as staff, stated 80 feet. So
We are
they're
requesting-
proposing 90, but staff's comfortable with 80.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Madam Hearing Examiner, to give more context on the 80-foot, that's what's listed in multiple locations in the FAA code as well. This is not within that area, but that's the other limitation that we have in code, so that's part of the nexus of getting to the 80-foot rule.
Oh, okay. Is this in the airport overlay?
It's not, but
It's
that's part of the nexus of finding 80 feet, to say
Is
like
the
it's
80 feet,
still the
okay,
max
okay.
period anywhere else in the city.
So we're kind of compromising.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready for the applicant. Thank you,
Okay.
April.
Thanks.
Is it Clive?
Clint.
Clint, okay, sorry. I was
You
like,
can-
oh,
you can-
I was close.
If that helps, I'll go with Clive.
You want to be Clive today? No, that's
Just
fine.
kidding.
We'll let you be yourself. State your name and
That's good.
address, please.
I'm Clint Carver with Maverick
Yes,
in
Thank
Salt
you.
Lake City.
great.
Thanks for meeting with us. And we're excited. Maverick loves being in Caldwell and look forward to continuing to expand our stores. April, you did a fantastic job. I can go through a few, I had some things I wanted to touch on and then
Sure,
answer any questions.
that'd be great.
So the site sits down kind of in like a little bit of a hole. It's about a 20-foot hole. And if you're coming south to north, there's a little bit of an elevation climb. And so you can't even see anything. First of all, you can't see the store until you are off of the exit. And so signage is huge for just pulling trucks off safely and giving them enough time to see where they're going. That's one of the biggest things, to allow trucks enough time to get off, see it, get off safely rather than causing any disruption. We do a few analytics of flaggings, I don't know if those were provided in the slides, but meaning showing the height in relation to the freeway grade. I don't know if that was in there or not.
I think
Do
I
you know
saw
if that
some
was in there?
pictures.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
I don't know if that's in there, but that was just one thing I wanted to touch on, is just saying, hey, look, we need a little bit extra just to make sure trucks can see us safely. And then on the 30-foot pole, so that was the 90, and then the 30-foot pole, and the excess of square footage, we like to show, offer all of our products on there to show everybody what gas is available, rather than them having to pull in and then not find what they're looking for. So it's a way to advertise and to be competitive with the market as well. Those are the biggest things.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel about the 80 feet? A little bit of a compromise.
We can make 80 feet work.
Okay. And then what, I guess, give me some references, because I know that you guys
Yeah.
are everywhere
Yeah.
in this region.
Yeah.
So how high are the signs for them? Or is it just depends on like the elevation
Yeah,
and the
there
grade?
is. It all varies, and we try to not just say, hey, we want the biggest thing ever. We do try
Right.
to, I guess, compromise a little bit there. So
Sure.
our average height is between 60 and 120 feet.
Okay,
So
Right.
it does vary.
yes.
80 is probably about average,
Okay,
right in there of where we're
Okay.
at.
okay, that was one of my, and I mean, I understand that you want to be visible from the
Yep.
freeway. But I don't want to set a standard that it's like,
Yep.
oh, now we have all these huge signs, because that area is going to blow up. That's going to change and
Yep.
redevelop. And so I'm comfortable with the 80. If
Okay.
you can make it work,
Yep.
staff's comfortable,
Yes.
then I think we're good.
'Kay.
So,
I'm great with that.
okay.
Thank you.
Staff, do you have any other, while he's here, when Clint's here, do you have any other concerns about the square footage size? Was the height really the only, yeah, okay. All right. Do you have anything else?
No,
Okay.
unless you have any other questions. But
Staff,
that's,
do you have anything else for me?
Madam Hair Examiner, the only other comment I would make is the residence that's on the north side of Green Road. I'm not 100% sure people actually live there right now.
Oh, okay.
That is part of a development that is planned for future industrial uses.
Okay.
And many of the structures out there have already been removed.
That-
There could be somebody in there, but
I
I
think
don't
there-
know.
Okay. Did you have a neighborhood meeting?
we did have a neighborhood meeting on site.
Yes.
Nobody showed up, but we
Okay.
let the neighborhood know. I do think there is somebody
Still,
living in that house. Just because I've been there a few times, I think there's somebody there.
there might be.
So how do you usually accommodate something like that when, if you have existing residences?
So one thing, if we can go back to this site plan that shows shows the signs. So the sign 1, this big one,
Up
we
on the
V'd
east,
it. It's a V'd shape
yeah. Okay.
to try to get away from
Oh, okay.
having it directly in somebody's backyard.
Okay.
And we can control some of the dimming as well.
To be sensitive, if we
Yep.
hear anything, if we get a code complaint or
Yep.
something, then you guys have the
Yes.
control that,
Yep,
okay.
we can control the canopy signage, both pole signs, all of it. We can control all of that. So
Okay.
yes,
Okay, because we want to be sensitive
we
to the
definitely
existing
do.
neighbors. Okay.
Agreed. Totally agree.
Great. Well, I think I'm comfortable with 80. It sounds like we're all on board. So
that's great.
unless you have anything else, I'll close the public hearing.
No, that's good.
And then we can.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome. Okay, I will close the public hearing, and based on the staff report, findings, and public testimony, I will approve your special use permit 25-015. Okay? And we're done with the public hearing. It is 1:15.